Good morning, everybody. Paul Romero, Noodler's Ride. This is Friday morning, 11:14, with the Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training number 46. Morning, John. How do you think about all that?
46 trainings. That's pretty awesome. I hate that word morning, bro. Good day. Great
I know.
Friday. How's everyone doing? It's November 14th, and it's, you know what? It's 3 months to Valentine's Day. Who gives a shit, right? Anyways, yeah, good morning. Welcome to the Hangout. I'm sure we're going to blow your socks off as we do every morning with the amazing awesomeness of us. As you can see from my tagline, I've upgraded from a property noodler to a kick-ass noodler because I'm landing deals left and right, opening escrows, closing deals, got a payday coming today, and I'm just kicking ass, and I love this business, and we can help you kick some ass too. So,
Right.
how are you this morning, Paul?
Just like we're helping Mark kick some booty. He's been working with us 2 days, and he's already got a showing to some showing signed up for us to go check out a property and see if we can get a deal on it. And if we get a deal on it, then he's participant in the deal, and he's got a paycheck coming. So 2 days worth of work. I mean, that's what you can have here.
Well,
uh,
point out that it was a total of maybe 3 to 4 hours between the 2 days that he spent using our system, and he's already got a potential deal on the table.
yeah, exactly. 3 to 4 hours worth. I mean, it's been since I met Mark. It's been what 5 days, I think, total.
Yeah, like a week,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. So within the first week, he's got his foot in the door on a deal here. So and hopefully we can lock that one in and have him seeing a paycheck coming down the road. And like I said, that's what you get with our system with the property noodlers. And the funny thing is, my thought today was to talk about the death of wholesaling, the death of wholesaling as you know it, all right, not as we know it, because I mean, realistically, the old way of wholesaling is dead. So I mean, let's look at a little quick little history lesson, okay? 2008, boom, the crash, right? I don't like to call it the crash because I like to call it because when something crashes, it falls apart and it just lays there, right? I like to call it the blow up because when you blow something up, then you have all the fallout to wait for all that stuff to come back down to earth, right? And that's pretty much how this went off in 2007 with this with the blow up. We had everything like seemingly overnight. All of a sudden, what's going on here? Property values are diving, and for 2008, 2009, 2010, we lived through the fallout. I mean, it was massive, and going into 2011, we finally saw a little bit of daylight and things started coming around a little bit. 2012, bounced off the bottom and started coming back with the market. So that's where we've been now. And if we look back to 2007 when this initiated, there was some really very smart people out there that looked at this massive, sort of what's the depression, bad, all bad coming, and said, hey, guess what? There's millions of dollars to be made here, and it's in the fact that these property values are going down, 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 and we're going to be able to get properties dirt cheap, and we're going to be able to sell these properties and make a lot of money, and that's what they went out there and they started doing. But there wasn't anybody to sell the properties to at first because, they were like, why would I want to buy a property when it's going down in value? But they were out there honing their craft, talking to people, and you know what? Through doing that, they landed every once in a while these really screaming awesome deals where they could get this property for, but nothing, and then take it to the people with the money because these people realize that this isn't all that bad because everything that's going on here is affecting the masses, but there's still a lot of people out there that have a lot of money, and if we can bring this opportunity to them, we're going to get a lot of that money, and that's what happened. And so they brought these screaming deals, one here, one there, and then somebody with the money starts bragging to their buddy with the money and says, man, look at this deal I just picked up, and his buddy's going, hey, that's awesome, where'd you get that? It's like, well, let me introduce you to this guy. Okay, great. He finds another deal. Next thing you know, this thing's snowballing, and these guys just made bank in like no time flat. I mean, like literally overnight, they made bank. All of a sudden, they got more people wanting these properties. They're finding these people because everybody in the world, everybody in the country is like, trying to figure out how the heck they can get out of this property any way, shape, or form they can. And so all they had to do was find the right situation, and bing, there it goes. And I mean, everybody was coming to them saying, hey, help me here. I got a problem. Fix it for me, you know? And so once they made all this money, they had a chance to sit back and go, wow, I made a whole ton of money, and that was so easy. How did I do it? Well, this is what I did. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. You know what? I'm going to package this up and sell it to a whole bunch of other people because they can go out and do it. And so that started the big old wholesaling boom. And thousands of people jumped into getting into wholesaling. And you know what? They were able to have some success because there literally was, you know, millions of people looking for them going, I got a problem, please help me. Well, the tide has turned, okay? Once we hit the bottom, started coming back up, these people aren't out there screaming, hey, I need your help, come and help me. It's a whole different world, you know. They're not standing on every corner going, take my house, please. So the old way of wholesaling, like I said, the whole just put out your name, put out your marketing, and wait for people to come to you ain't happening. And that's not what we're doing today. And that's why our system is different. And like I said, that's the death of wholesaling. But it's the death of wholesaling as you know it. Wholesaling is still alive and well. It's just only alive and well for the people that have seen the shift and made the transition, which we've made that transition. So if you want to be a wholesaler in a market that is still alive and well, you need to know and you need to learn the new approach. And that's what we are offering here. So I just wanted to throw that out there, John. Welcome to the death of wholesaling.
Yeah, no, thanks for the little history lesson there. Yeah, as Paul said, what these guys did in the blow-up times, they had a lot of success with, and they put the package together and they've sold it and created a legion of wholesalers out there. I want to say most of them are wholesalers. Most of the people that go to a seminar or take a couple of online courses, you can Google this stuff and see their response, and they'll say, oh, this is a scam, this is taking advantage of people, this stuff doesn't work. And you know what they're doing might not work, and they might be out there listening to gurus who are teaching them to scam people. I don't know. But Paul and I are here to say that wholesaling absolutely does work. This is what we do full time because we love it, because it provides us with freedom. We love real estate and the opportunities that it offers. And there's a way to do this business that's not being shown to you out there. Like what we're doing is truly proprietary, which is amazing, because when we looked over all the programs, and we've seen them all, and we've seen all the gurus and what they have to offer, and know tons of people that go to the latest, I don't want to use names, but the latest come through your town, you'll hear the ads on the, you know, like usually on a conservative talk radio station or a money talk, you know the commercials, come down a blank blank's flip houses to freedom seminar, and it's bullcrap. You go down there and it's just the same regurgitated crap at this point, because I've heard it from 100 gurus, 100 different ways, and it all leads back to the same system that's not working in this market. And it makes people think that real estate investing and wholesaling and flipping doesn't work. And it does if you know what you're doing. So, you know, what we're starting here is our own proprietary system. Yes, we're going to be selling a system on the internet that people can buy and learn exactly what we're doing so they can apply it. And quite honestly, the reason we're so excited about it is because we know our system works, and we know that people, as long as they follow what we're showing them in the way that we're teaching, they're going to have success with this, absolute success with this. And we've have actually our beta test group, and we're still accepting a few more people, not for much longer, so you need to hit us up at propertynoodlers@gmail.com, because this is a ground floor opportunity to get involved with what we're doing. And you know what, to send us an email, talk with us on the phone, meet with us for lunch or a coffee, there's no obligation to accept what we have to offer. We're two very honest guys. We're just going to lay it on the table for you, and if it's something that resonates with you, you join the team. We're not asking for any money. And that's the amazing thing. That's what's cool about this. We really want to help people's success because we want to prove through our team our system works so we can take it to the world. And Paul said it's the death of wholesaling because what we have is going to sink and kill all those other wholesalers out there. So we're the ones killing it out there. The death of wholesaling is our fault. Go ahead, Paul.
Murderer. Actually, it's not our fault. It's the marketplace. The market has changed, and you can't do what worked 2, 3, 4 years ago. That's just the bottom line. What's working now is not the same as what worked then, because the whole wholesaling program is based on what? Find motivated sellers, right? That's what it's all based on, right? And it's the systems of finding the motivated sellers, that's what has really changed. You can't just sit there and, like I said before, you can't just sit there and kind of put your name out there and say, hey, I'm a buyer, come flood me with deals. That doesn't work anymore because there isn't that air of desperation. There isn't millions of people out there that have to get rid of these properties right now that are so desperate. I got to get this thing off out of my life. They're still out there. They're absolutely still out there, but they're not standing on every street corner with signs going, "Take my house, please." And that's the way it was. And so, they're not. You can't just put a "We buy houses" sign on your car and drive past that street corner and have 15 people mobbing you like zombies from The Walking Dead. So, like I said, it's the marketplace that's changed, and the people that have and we're not the smartest guys in the world. Are you kidding me? If we were the smartest guys in the world, we would have seen this back in 2008, and we would have been doing. Our program would have already been out there. We would right now be dissing one of our own programs, but we are at least smart enough to keep our eyes open and not just see what's here and keep going forward.
What did you do?
Got a little got a little twinge in my stomach there. That was weird. But anyway, we're not just we keep our eyes open and keep an open view as to what's going on around us and have adapted to this change. Where most people are still going out there and they've basically a lot of people have first of all fallen to the wayside, gone away, no longer even attempting to wholesale any houses because they tried out all their stuff. Maybe they did some deals a while ago, but their marketing isn't working. They're not getting the phone calls. They're not finding deals. They had to go back to work, or they never left their job, and they basically have given up. And the ones that are still in it, most of them, it seems, have turned back to the MLS and going to the MLS and trying to make lowball offers on the MLS and getting some sucker to. Or not even make lowball offers, just trying to make offers low enough that that they can get it really where they want to flip it at, but they get it at that price because everybody knows that's the number now, and so it's like, okay, well, I know what the number is, so I'll let it go for the number. So the people are trying to wholesale by getting deals at a number and then putting out, BS comps, trying to jack up the comps and trying to jack up the values of the price and trying to make this house, this potential deal, look like something that it's not. And I really think trying to sucker people into bad deals, and that's not what we're all about. We're about integrity and honesty and putting together what what wholesaling is supposed to be, and that's bringing real deals to the table. And that's all I got to say about that. I don't know. I'm lost here. Gone off a tangent.
No, I think it's important. What Paul's talking about here is the inner workings of the wholesale community. And, you're going to be a wholesaler. here's an action step that you're going to need to take, and that is you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. Like if you're new to this, you might have some sales skills. If you have skills in sales or telemarketing or things of that, direct sales, you'll do better in this business than someone that has no sales training whatsoever. Because as Paul and I said from the beginning, this business is about sales and marketing. Real estate is the product that we're moving, but it's really about sales and marketing. And actually, the action step that I was prefacing here is getting out of your comfort zone, but it's getting out of your comfort zone and meeting people within the wholesaling community. So you get to know how it works a little bit, and you get to see what other wholesalers are doing and can kind of see if that's something that would be congruent with who you are. And as Paul said, a lot of what's going on, at least in the Phoenix market right now, is most of the wholesalers out there are hawking garbage. They're not selling deals. One deal came to Paul and I yesterday. I looked at it on the surface. It looked pretty good. I dug a little deeper, and I was like, I don't know about this one. Let me send it over to Paul, get his opinion. And he's like, oh, yeah, I've seen that deal. Like 3 months ago when they were trying to hawk it at a lower price than what they're trying to hawk it at now. And it didn't move at that price. It's not moving at the jacked up bullcrap price that it's at now. And that's where we at Seller House Arizona are different. We're not out there taking other wholesalers' garbage and turning it into even a bigger pile of trash by marking it up even further and blasting it out to our email list, because that's not how you build a business. That's not how you make relationships with people. So that's an action step, is learn, get out of your comfort zone. Start going to some of the local real estate meetings. Find out who the players are. Get to know names. Get to know people. Get on some buyers list and start look at get on someone's buyers list that's a wholesaler in your community and start looking at what kind of deals they're spreading out there and get a feel for what's going on.
You want to hear something really funny, John? Because I get emails all the time from I'm not knocking the gurus and their programs, because I'll tell you straight up, I learned wholesaling from buying guru products, okay? That's where I learned it from. But so obviously I'm still on a lot of email lists, and I still get a lot of invitations to, the newest, latest, greatest thing, the newest program and everything. And
I've unsubscribed to all that crap, but go ahead.
No, I haven't done it, because every once in a while I like to go, hey, let me go check this one out and see what it's all about, right?
It's true.
But anyway, the one I just saw is what you were just talking about. One that I just saw was all about how to wholesale without doing any of the work. And it's all about just freaking finding other wholesalers and what they have and marking it up and selling it to somebody. And then that was the actual program. What you're just talking about is, ridiculously, insanely, worthlessly piles of poo piled on piles of poo, and somebody actually put a program together saying that's what you want to go do. I mean, that's insane.
That's an actual program. You know what, Paul? That's awesome. As I pointed out, I unsubscribed to all those lists, and but I do have my buddy Paul that tortures himself and for my sake, and he can relay. That's the most crappy system I ever heard. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you out, whoever you are, and we won't say names, but that's what you're selling to people. You have no integrity. Because I'll be honest though, as part of other programs I've taken, I'm going to tell you 3 programs that I think are fantastic. Gurus that are out there. Robert Kiyosaki, I did a program with him. Awesome. That's the Rich Dad Poor Dad. I have a lot of respect for Preston Ely, and I have a lot of respect for Johnny Cochran, because a lot of stuff I learned from them I'm still using today. So I'm just going to say not all of them are bad. Like those 3 right there, I'd say I owe my wholesaling career to. I think Paul would agree. And but there is a lot of just regurgitated crap. And one of the things within Rich Dad's and Preston's systems, they made mention of wholesaling, co-wholesaling other people's deals, which I'm not going to completely poo-poo because we've done it. But for the most part, to go out there and build a business, taking other people's trash, marking it up, and turning it into an even bigger pile of dung, that's no way to build a business. And I can't see how you can sell someone a program based solely on that. You know?
No, you know what? I mean, co-wholesaling is something that you will do throughout your business, but you're going to do that because you've built a team or you've built a system already, and you've got some buyers out there that somebody else doesn't have. Especially when you get like you said, when you get the guru guy that rolls through town, and all of a sudden there's 50 new wholesalers out there that are going to be around for about a month or two, and one of them gets lucky and finds a deal and happens to maybe go on Craigslist and call a We Buy Houses guy that happens to be you, and and they say, hey, I got this deal, can you help me with it? And you can so I mean, and some guys will, I mean, we put our deals out to wholesalers with an actual potential for them to make some money. So there are a few people out there that, now we don't do it all the time because for the most part we've got buyers that we're just selling these things to like that. So, but when we do, share one with a wholesaler, first of all, we don't present it as, here's the deal, go mark it up and make some money. We just put it out there and say, here's the price, right? We're going to be putting out for the same price. If you sell it, hey, there's a couple grand in there for you, So first of all, they don't have to go out there and look like a jackass marking up somebody else's crap. So we give them the respect of being able to market something with respect. And then secondarily, we're giving it to them at a number that's actually still a deal. It might be maybe a little bit of a squeeze deal, but it's still a deal, okay? And so, big difference between just, taking somebody else's deal that they're already squeezing to the, to the gnat's rear end, maybe even so much so that they've already got it overpriced, as we talked about, overvalued with comps that don't make any sense, et cetera, and so on, and having to take that out and mark it up. And then the bad thing about that is, if this is the game that you're playing, you get out there and say you've got a little bit of a buyer's list, right? Well, you don't have, I mean, you might have some, but all of the people on your buyer's list aren't exclusive to you. They've got they're out there, they're on other wholesalers' lists and whatnot. So now you send them a property at $100,000 that Joe wholesaler over here sent them yesterday at $97,000, and Eddie wholesaler over there sent them the day before that at $93,000. How's that make you look? What credibility does that build with your buyer? It doesn't, So that's the caveat that you have to pay close attention to and watch out for, is you could destroy your own credibility by hawking junk, and you start losing your buyers. And when you have then when you do have a deal, then you all of a sudden you've got a real deal, and you go, this is actually a real deal, and you send it out to your buyers list, and they've already freaking deleted your email from their inbox because they're tired of seeing your junk.
Yeah. Paul, that's absolutely a great thing to point out, especially for people joining our team, is you've got to realize that your word is your bond, and your integrity is everything. And I know this is probably true in all the markets, and Paul can correct me if he thinks I'm wrong, but I'm always right, so he won't be correcting anything I'm about to say. No.
You're wrong right there. No.
Oh, gee. No. I will say this. Wholesaling is a niche part of the market, okay? And there is a niche group of people. I pretty much, if I don't know personally, I know of pretty much all the wholesalers in town. And the last thing you want to do, I won't say the guy's name, obviously, because that's not the right thing to do, but Paul probably is giggling, knows who I'm thinking of, but there's wholesalers out here that just, that name is like, is like screaming Satan in a Catholic church. You know what I mean? Like you hear his name and you just like, oh, that guy. Everybody I talk to when you don't want to be that guy. You got to be careful out there. You got to say, what you mean what you say, and do what you say you're going to do. If you're going to have a successful business, it's got to be built on honesty and integrity. And it's a small community, the wholesalers out there. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows of everybody if they don't know them personally. And when you're a shady person, or you're that guy that's, marking up ARVs and blasting out, BS, that gets around, and people won't want to be doing business with you. So it's very important as part of this process of building your business is that you align yourself with people of integrity so that you become a person of integrity. That's one of the most important things. And remember, like, it's a small community, and your name, you'll have name recognition, especially if you stick around and you start moving a few deals. People know who you are. They find you because you're a mover and a shaker. And just as you can get a reputation as a mover and shaker, you can get a reputation for lying to people and inflating values and selling bullcrap deals. That gets around. And I'll say in Phoenix, there's a handful of guys that have a really bad reputation, and I think poorly of them. Paul does, and a lot of other wholesalers do, and that's a bad rep to get. So you got to be careful and be integrity out there.
I don't think poorly of anybody. I just don't think about them, period.
When their name's mentioned, you don't think positively of them. But that's okay. You know what? I get where Paul's coming from. You say, I don't think poorly of them. I just don't think about them. And that's true. We don't do business with them. But it's okay to, I think, look at a group of people and distinguish the ones that you want to work with from the ones you don't want. And as my dad always say, and I like this advice, is if you don't get a good feeling about somebody's a bad guy, you just make them a non in your life. Make them a non. They're non-existent. They're not in my world. So that kind of backs up what Paul said there, but about not thinking poorly of people. You don't think of it all, which is true. I'm just trying to make a point here that you got to.
No, you can't just run around and try to be, a part of everything. I mean, it's like going to a buffet. You're not going to go to the buffet and put one of everything on your plate and eat it whether you like it or not. You're gonna maybe try something, and if you don't like it, you're not going to eat it. It's just that simple. So you
had to make a food reference, you son of a
bitch. Food's always something people can relate to. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, you're going to differentiate, the circle you want to run in, basically, is what it comes down to, and that kind of brings us all full circle here to what John was saying earlier about getting out of your comfort zone, and it's all about building relationships and talking to people, networking, building relationships on the phone when you're talking with people, et cetera, and so on, and that's really what it's all about. Is building relationships, which is all about having to talk to people. So if you can't talk to people, you're not going to be a successful wholesaler. That's the bottom line. So anyway, I'm going to throw it back to John. We're coming up on our 30-minute mark here, and let's get out of here, man. Let's take a Friday and go make some money, and come back on Monday and tell everybody how much money we made.
Hey, you know what? Congratulations to Brian. We ran into a snafu with Deal that we're working with him. He's one of the team members that is noodling with us right now, but he's kept it together. He's a positive, awesome guy. We're going to get this deal back on track. Congratulations to Mark. 1 week in, the guy's got his foot in the first door, and it's amazing. It's not a guaranteed thing that you're going to close the deal, but hey, look how much closer you are to that which you were striving to get to for the last 6 months. This guy's been doing it since, from almost a year now, I'd say, and he's never got his foot into a seller's door, and he's got his foot in the first door working with our team for the first week. Congratulations to Mark. I want to just congratulate him. We've got 2 other guys that are tentatively joining the team. I don't know if they're on here today. Sheldon, and who's the other guy?
Lachlan.
Lachlan. Well, guys, if you're here, can't wait to sit down with you and go through some of this stuff and get you started. And with that being said, get out of your comfort zones. That's kind of the point we're making today. Be a person of integrity. Your word is everything. Be impeccable with that word. Learn this business. Learn how to do it the right way. Don't hawk fake, phony deals. Don't inflate prices to sucker people into buying properties that aren't good deals. You'll be successful. And get out of your comfort zone and start networking with people that are in this community and doing what you want to do. So with that being said,
one quick thing: why is being honest and having integrity getting out of the comfort zone? I mean, that shouldn't even be right, but it is. It's a reality. It's truth. Go ahead.
Paul, you'd say that at 9 o'clock when I got to wrap this up, and I can go on to why that's such a problem for people, because you know what, honestly, it comes down to fear, and sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes it's more painful and scary, and you're afraid to just be 100% honest about where you're at and who you are. You ever heard the saying, fake it till you make it? I hate that saying. You don't. I say don't fake a damn thing. If you want answers and you want help, let people know who you are, let people know where you're coming from, and you will get more in return than faking it till you make it. And that's why, unfortunately, it is, for most people, being honest and having integrity is out of their comfort zone, because it's easier to lie, it's easier to mislead, and it's easier to not tell the truth. But we don't do that. We don't do that here at Sell a House Arizona. We walk the path of most resistance. That's from one of my mentors. And it's true. Sometimes to get to where you need to go, it's a harder road traveled, but it's worth it in the end. So with that being said, I ask not for more riches, oh God, oh universe. I ask for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth through the power to control and direct this gray matter within my cranium to whatever ends I may desire. So kick ass. See you Monday. I'll have an awesome weekend.